Hi guys, Steve here, and on this video I'm going to do an extensive explosives test on all the main structures that you might need to blow up. On the first part of this video we'll be demolishing stone structures, and on the second part we'll be blowing up metal. If you want to skip directly to the metal section, you can click this link. Okay, on these tests we're going to use three different types of explosives. Grenades on the first section, C4 on the second, and rockets on the third, to see how many each would take to demolish the same structure. I'm starting off with grenades on a stone foundation. Grenades bounce when you throw them, so they could bounce away from your target. If you can, place them right next to what you want to blow up, then make sure you get back before it goes off. I've put foundations either side, so you can see how much they get affected from blast damage. That's 6. One more should do it. So 9 grenades to take out a stone foundation. And that's how much damage it's done to the neighbouring ones. Next we're going to use C4. One took most of it down. So it takes 2, but I'd just use 1 and finish it off with grenades. And that's the surrounding damage they did. Next we're going to use a rocket launcher. And that just takes 1, but it also does a lot of damage to the surrounding structures. Now we're going to do the same tests on stone pillars. First grenades. So it only takes 4 to destroy the pillars. Next we use C4. That just takes 1. And now rockets. And that also just takes 1. Now we're going to see how many explosive it takes to blow out a reinforced door. I've built it on foundations, as that's how most people have it. This raises a door so it's further away from the ground, and that takes it a little further away from a grenade explosion. so it takes 5 grenades to blow out the door, and of course it does a lot of damage to the foundation under it, also to all the surrounding walls. Next we're going to use C4. That only takes 1, but has less blast damage on the neighbouring tiles. And now we're going to use a rocket launcher. I'm betting that this only needs 1 rocket. I'm surprised the side walls aren't damaged. Maybe that's just a fluke. It should have damaged everything around it. Next we're testing against stone walls. Again, I've built them on stone foundations. It looks like it will take about 5 to bring it down. I had a bit left over and needed 6. And that's the surrounding damage. Now on to C4. I'll put it in the middle to see if I can take down both walls. It was more to the right, so it took that whole section down. The other one's just got over 4,000 left. I'll see if that repeats. Yeah, it does. Now the next one's just got over 4,000. And now for the rocket launcher. I'll do it the other side this time, as that's how you'd be attacking it. I just make sure I'm far enough back. Big bada bum. That's more like it. It looks like it's completely destroyed the surrounding tiles, but not touched the ones after that. Next we're testing the ceiling tiles. And that took 6 grenades to destroy, the same as the walls, so they got blown up as well. Next is C4. We knew that was just going to take 1. Then the rocket launcher, which will wreck a stone house. That feels nice. Next I'll be testing the stone dinosaur gate. I'll be doing two versions of this, one where we just blow out the door, then the second where I concentrate all the damage on the door frame to take out that and the door. The door itself is pretty weak, and even has less health than the wall section. So that only takes 4 grenades, where a small reinforced door would take 6, which is a bit stupid. They've almost took the frame down as well. Now I'm just going to concentrate all the damage next to the door frame. I hope that's glitched because bizarrely it's done no damage to it. The door's going darker, but still nothing to the frame. That's nuts. So if you want to damage the door frame, blow up the door first. So that way it took 9, where if you'd gone for the door first it would have took 5 or 6. Okay, now for C4. That was quick, and I'm betting attacking a frame's going to one-shot it as well. At least I didn't have to use 2. And now for the rocket, that should one-shot them. Next for stone, we'll be testing the stone behemoth gates. That took down just under 2,000 health. So the gate needed 7 grenades, and it did very little damage to the gate frame. Now let's attack the frame of this one and see if it's the same as a small dino gate. There's the 7 feathers for the door. I'm going to skip forward a bit because I know this is going to take ages. $35, $36, $37, give or take because I might have missed one. Okay, $37 to take it down from the frame. Now onto the C4. That almost took it down with just one. I would finish it off with grenades, but I'm going to stick to C4 here. So it'd take 2, but 1 really. And it's left the gateway completely untouched. Now let's start with a gateway first. It's took over half down, so another one would finish it off. It's cheaper to attack the frame if you want to destroy the whole thing. Now onto my favourite, the rocket launcher. The AoE damage took half a frame down. But it's best to shoot the frame to take the whole thing down. They are the 3 main explosives you'll use, but I wanted to show you a 4th that's good for getting into stone buildings, but you only can place them on the ground, and they are improvised explosives. They're a lot more powerful than grenades, and a lot cheaper to build than C4. You're supposed to put 2 down and they work as a tripwire, but you can also shoot to detonate them. They have a big area of effect. They're good against stone, but pretty rubbish against metal, and you can't place them on an enemy structure, so you won't be able to use them on the inside, just the outside ground. They're like a mini C4 that does a much bigger AoE. You don't just have to put 2 down, you could put 1 if you wanted. Or you can place a whole string of them around the building, then detonate them all at once. Okay, that's the stone done with, now onto the metal. On the metal test, we'll be using the same explosives we did on the stone. Grenades, C4, then rockets. We'll start with grenades against foundations. Because the grenades will take longer to destroy the metal structure, I'm going to skip forward and count them, so it doesn't take ages and bore you. 64. 65 to destroy the metal foundation. That side's untouched, but that's got a bit of damage. Now onto the same test but with C4. That's how much damage one of them does. One more should do. So it takes 13 C4 to take out a metal foundation, and they damage the neighbouring ones slightly. Now for the rocket launcher. And that's 7 rockets to take out the foundation. That's a lot better than using a C4. And it does a bit more damage to the side ones as well. Oh, and if you were wondering that if you put lots of C4 on a structure, would that do more damage? I've tested it and the answer is no, it doesn't. It will still take the same amount of C4 if you detonate it separately or all together. Now onto the metal pillars. Again, I'm going to keep counting and skip forward a bit. "26, 27. Now C4. That's 1's damage. And that's 5 C4 to destroy the pillar. The rocket launchers should be less. Yep, it only takes 3 rockets. Next we see how many grenades it takes to destroy a metal door. It's on a foundation so it's slightly raised. Again, I'm going to keep counting and skip forward as this is going to take a while. "34, 35. It's not done that much damage to the door frame. The foundation got hit a lot as you'd expect, but it's done loads of damage to the surrounding walls. Now C4. Three, 4, 5. That should do it. Yep, it did. With C4 there's not much damage to the surrounding metal structures. Now onto the rockets. It should take about 2 more. Yep, 3 rockets to take out a metal door. There's some damage to the surrounding structures, but not that much. Here I've placed the same amount of C4 on the door, window and hatch. The door goes down first, but the window and hatch needs one more to finish them. Next we're testing grenades against a metal wall. Skipping forward. 42. And that makes 43, not counting that last one. Of course it's took the walls above down, as there was nothing supporting them. And they've also done a large amount of damage to the neighbouring walls. Same test, but now it's C4. I'm going to demolish that one because I want it on the wall. That's 7. And that's 8 C4 used to blow up a wall. There's not that much damage to the surrounding walls, as it was all concentrated on the one I placed it on. Now for the fun rocket launcher. Where shall I shoot it? If I do it in the middle I'll get a better blast radius, but I need to keep the test consistent. And the wall took 5 rockets to take down. It's done okay damage to the neighbouring ones as well. Now I'm testing grenades on a metal ceiling tile. That was 43, maybe 44. A couple bounced in the middle, so I'm going to count them as 1. In an enclosed area like this, they do loads of damage to the surrounding walls. Now it's C4 again. And that ceiling tile took 8 C4. Plus we also nearly destroyed everything around it. I'm standing on a platform this time so I can shoot rockets at the ceiling floor below. And that only took 5 rockets to destroy the ceiling and everything around it. Now we move on to metal dino gates, and again we're starting with grenades. I'll skip forward. And that took 26 grenades to take the door down. The frame took quite a bit of damage as well. Next we'll be attacking the door frame. That's the main door going down, but I'm going to carry on. And the gateway took 68 grenades to take down. Now the C4 test. That one's too far away, I'm going to have to destroy it. That's 4. And 5 to take the gate down. Not much damage on the frame. Now to just attack the gateway. So it needs 8 C4 to take down all of it. Let's see how many rockets it needs. Three for the door. And 5 to take down the whole lot. Now we get to the big boys. Again we start with grenades, and yes, I will be skipping forward on this one. 12,500 health to take down. So let's get started. Surprisingly, it only took 55 grenades to take the behemoth gate down. I thought it'd take hundreds. And the gate pillars are untouched. Now we just attack the frame itself. That's the gate going down around the same time it did before. It looks like even though I've attacked the post, most of the damage has gone to the door itself. That took 138 grenades, I think, give or take one. Now to see how many C4 it needs. That's 9. So 10 C4 to take out the gate. And the gate pillar's untouched. Now we just attack the gateway. That's the 10 we needed for the door. That's 16. Almost there, it just needs one more. So 17 to take down the whole lot. Onto the rocket launcher. So you need 6 rockets to destroy the gate. The side posts have been slightly damaged, but not that much. So now we attack the gateway. I won't count that one. So it takes 10 rockets to take down the whole thing. Finally, we get to the vaults. And I've prepared a lot of grenades for this one. Hopefully I won't need all of them. Okay, let's begin. When the structure underneath a vault gets destroyed, the vault drops down to the ground. Just like that. Okay, now skip forward. That took 213 grenades to destroy that vault. Not counting those last ones. That's a lot, but the good thing is, the grenades have done a huge amount of damage to the neighbouring vaults. So if you come up against a group of vaults together like this, it might be more cost effective to use grenades. Now for the C4 test. That's the damage 10 did. I'm going to skip forward a bit, because even with C4 it's still going to take a while to place them all. The vault took 52 C4 to blow it up. But the C4s hardly damage the neighbouring vaults, so you'd have to use the same amount again for each if you wanted to take those down. Now finally, onto the rockets. That's a damage of 1. And again, I'm going to skip forward as it's going to take several minutes. $22. 23, 24. We've done a bit of damage to the side ones, but not as much as I was expecting. C4 and rockets are faster, but if you get a group of vaults together like this, grenades might be the best option to take them all down at once. Well, that's it for this explosive test. Thanks for watching, and if this has been helpful, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out links to other helpful videos at the end, and hopefully I'll see you again. Goodbye.